All right, I am here with Miguel Escamilla. He is into business and he is a future multimillionaire in the making. I am Johnny Osmond. My website is joresults.com. That's all it is. J little O results.com. You go there and you can get my ebook. It's free and it's 20 pages. And all you got to do is just put your email in and then you get that. And then if you like it, you can join my community, which is only $27. And this is the first wave. This is the new stuff. And now is the time. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Just came out of a meeting and working on a few client projects, so crushing it.
That sounds great, my friend. And I know that you are into studying different areas of business. What area is your specialty at the moment right now?
Yes, so I have a digital marketing and copywriting agency, and I help businesses grow, attracting more clients and increasing their sales. And yeah, that's mainly what I do.
I think copywriting is so fascinating. And the reason it's so fascinating is still to this day, it's underutilized, and a lot of people don't even know what that word even means. They don't know that you're a master with words and that just words alone can make people interested in products or your brand. And if you can master words and writing through email or through just posts on social media, or you can combine them in a multitude of ways, or even on websites, those are words that are used. If you are a master with words, what you can do is you can get people way more interested. And unfortunately, a lot of companies, what they do is they have huge chunks of words. Now it's becoming less and less over time, and more companies are catching on. But if you want to capture somebody's attention, the best thing
Quick.
is quick, effective, and stories even. If you're telling a story and it's long, it better be broken up in a way that's going to capture somebody's attention and is going to really put them in a state of, wow, where am I at now? This is so cool. This is interesting. And you want them to stay there. And that can be difficult because people's minds are being grabbed every second to a different video or to a different story or to different words. I think that's great that you have multiple clients that you're working with in regard to copywriting. How would you like to future branch out your copywriting that you do today into the future?
Yeah, so we're now working with a few clients, like around five, I would say, both online and local companies, because copywriting and marketing can be applied to almost any company in the world. And now on the future, we will keep hiring more people to enter our sales team to land us more clients, and then we will continue fulfilling, and then in the future land more people for those clients and to keep helping them.
That sounds great. What niches are you working in?
So for local companies, we're currently working with construction companies,
Okay.
high ticket companies, making good amount of money. We help them attract more clients, and we get a percentage of that. And then with online companies, we're working mainly with online coaches for both fitness, dating, all of that, all of those niches we currently work with.
That sounds great. I might want to put you on my team and work with some of my emails that I'm doing.
For
We'll
sure.
see.
We'll see.
We'll definitely see about that. And so not only copywriting, I like different areas. I think video editing, people still don't even know the power of video editing or AI. You can literally, with AI right now, you can have a conversation with it on your phone with ChatGPT 4, and you can schedule different things if you want to. Or what you could even do is you could talk about building a team with it. You could have a full blown conversation for 20 minutes. Say, oh, this is my team. If I want to improve my team, what would I do? What kind of people should I talk to? What's the next best up? And it will give you a bunch of ideas and concepts to improve upon the team that you have. So, what is the team that you have now, and what are some things that you'd look forward to doing in the future with your team
So
and
now
building it?
yeah, we're two owners in of the company. We work both together. And we focus mainly on the fulfillment. We also do some networking on the side to land clients. And we have two guys on sales who basically call for us and then book us appointments to our calendar, and then we close them. And on the future, it's basically just a thing of expanding the team and getting more guys into the sales team and then to the fulfillment side of things
How often do you guys have meetings?
every day.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it is every day.
Oh,
I
you mean
learned
with my team or like with potential clients?
I learned from Iman Ghazi. He's the one who said you should do meetings every day if you can. Do them every day. And then because that will be motivating and you'll find out who's motivated to do the work. And then from there, what you can do is you can get more people on your team if they're the right people. But it's good to start off small at the beginning and just have a small knit amount of people who are completely dedicated to what they do. The problem is finding the right people. There are so many people who are lazy. There are so many people who have a huge ego and they don't want to learn anything. And then on top of that, you have people who are not intelligent. But the main thing is the lazy and the ego. If you can get people who have not a huge ego and can learn and they're willing to work every day, that's the hardest part because very few people, I'd say less than 99, you got less than 1% of the 99.5% of people who are actually like that in this world.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a big problem with laziness. Almost everyone is lazy, and the people who aren't lazy are business owners. So yeah, it's difficult to hire right now, but yeah, it's definitely a challenge for business owners.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think it's a challenge for business owners, and it's a challenge just overall. And that's why AI is helping so many people. And what you could do is I have an AI that sends out direct messages on Instagram as my first as a you can send out a message if you want it to, and then people can respond. And you can send out 50 a day on Instagram if you want to. And that's all through AI and it can be personalized too to some extent. So I do that. And then on top of that, what I have is that will send the free ebook out too if the person wants to read it and they can access that. Another problem I think with business owners that they have is people aren't willing to spend money to improve themselves. They go, oh, I make this much money, I make that much money, but I don't know if I want to spend more money. When in reality, the best money you can spend is on yourself and improving yourself. Because if you can do that, you're going to find out more ways to navigate how you can improve your team, how you can improve your outcomes in the next month, in the next year, in the next decade. But a lot of people aren't willing to do that. See, as a dating coach, I read other dating coaches' books so I can continually improve myself and have different understandings of people's minds and the way that they think. But not only that, with other business owners and not necessarily books. It can be books. I'm just starting a book now today, but it can be videos. It could be in-person training. But so many people are so scared to do that. They're like, I don't know. I'm on the fence. And being on the fence is a very dangerous place to be. It's because you know what that fence is? That fence is very sharp and it's jagged and it's going to cut you down. So you got to be on one side or the other, preferably the side of action. Because if you could take action every day, you're on the winning side.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
What got
Action
what got you into copywriting?
got me into copywriting. That's an interesting question. So I remember when like past few years ago, I was, scrolling on Instagram and I saw these pages of, these online coaches and people basically with these good, nice looking headlines and just getting people to buy them. And I was like, shit, what is this? And then I researched into it and I saw, well, this is something of interest for me. And then I bought a course and yeah, I got into copywriting, started offering as a service, started working with clients, and yeah, it's going pretty well.
Which course did you buy?
It's called The Real World.
Okay. There you go. There's a lot of different copywriting instructors and teachers, and I think one of the other ones that I got into was Tyson 4D. He has some interesting concepts as well. I've studied one of his long videos. I think it was like 4 hours long. I
Yeah.
watched that. He has these huge videos, takes up days and days to watch, but it's worth it because you're benefiting yourself by learning it. And I think having different teachers, even in copywriting, is a great idea. So I look at something he's done or something in TRW, what they have done, and I incorporate that into what I do, or like using an AI bot to improve copywriting, I think is great too. And you can only benefit yourself. An analogy I use occasionally is like if you have a medical condition and you see a medical doctor, they may have the best answer for you, or they may not. There might be holes in there, a few holes, because not everybody thinks exactly the same. So you could go to somebody else. You could always have a second opinion if you feel that you need that. And oftentimes, if you talk to a few people in a certain space, what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to have a better understanding. So it could be dating a coach, a dating coach, understanding from a few of them. It could be with your niche with understanding copywriting and within construction, understanding different instructors and how they teach. All of that will improve what you do and improve you as a copywriter over time. And that's why I do it. That's why I study different people. And even when I was young, like when I was young, my family got me into just understanding English and the language. And if you can perfect one language really well, if you know how to speak elegantly in one language, it can definitely benefit you. And a lot of people say, oh, you should learn two or three languages. If you have the capability when you're very young, yeah, it helps. But what's even more important is being a person who specifies in one area and you are specific. Because if you can do that and you can specialize, you separate yourself from everybody else. And even with doctors, and I said it one last time because specialists, as medical doctors, make more money. And it's the same in all kinds of niches. Whatever you're in, if you specialize in one thing and you magnify it and you spend lots of time on it, that's how you can have lots of success. And that's why I'm choosing dating, and that's why I work with people in a specific age range and a specific gender. And all that is specializing.
Yeah. The more specialized you are, the more tailored recommendations you can give, and the more valuable you become,
Definitely.
basically. Yeah.
Definitely. I completely agree with you. And I think that's great that you have already a specialty you have that you're doing and you already have a team together and with construction as well. What made you choose the construction niche, or did you have connections that allowed you to go into that in the first place?
Both of them. I had people in my network who were working in construction business owners. So it was easy for me to work with them. But then also it's a high ticket niche. So like construction projects are expensive. And if you can get a commission for that, like if you can get a 5 or 10% commission out of a half a million dollar construction deal, that's a lot of money. So it's a good niche to work in. And they have the budget for marketing. So I like it, yeah.
That would be out of the big three wealth, I think, because you have health, wealth, and relationships. So that's mainly wealth. Buildings are wealth. They are cost, they're money. So if somebody has a building or they have real estate or they have something that they're constructing, that's all money, that's all wealth. And the real estate market has gone up substantially in the past 20 years even. It's or 30, 40 years. It's outrageous how somebody like our grandparents, if they bought a house and then today the price of it, how much it has increased, it's totally it's just totally crazy to think of that. But there's cycles and everything too. So where there's something really great happens, there's something bad happens too. So I always watch out for corrections in markets. And one thing that I'm also interested in, which you may or may not be, most likely you are, is crypto. And crypto just surpassed over $100,000 recently with Trump being inaugurated.
Mhm.
And looking at the markets there, it seems like it could even go up to about $200,000 in this year, possibly, which would be really wild. Do you have any investments in crypto and are you interested in it at all?
I do not yet, but I'm definitely looking into it because I'm almost 100% sure that it's going to keep growing,
Yeah.
especially with the recent Trump inauguration.
Yeah.
I believe that it's going to go to increase to 200,000 Bitcoin before 2026.
Yeah.
And in the
Yeah.
next 4 years, I believe it's going to keep increasing. So yeah, it's definitely like a win-win. If you put your money in Bitcoin, it's definitely going to increase.
I completely agree. I completely agree. I got into crypto in 2017, right as that crash was happening. And my one friend who was in IT, he got me into it and he said, "Oh, we got to get into this." And I was seeing like 100% gains every day. I was like, "What is this? This is I want to get into this." And I was like, wait a second, maybe I should research this a little bit before I jump into it. And and then I saw 100 minus 100% minus 100% every day. I was like, okay, I'm going to look into this because why did it go up so quick and down? And then I started getting into Ethereum and I got into Bitcoin. The other thing that's going to blow up, not a lot of people are talking about this, and when crypto was down, maybe a year ago, everyone was laughing. They go, "Oh yeah, crypto's crap, blah blah blah," and they were also saying NFTs were crap. They were shit. In the next year or two, you are going to see unbelievable stuff happen to NFTs. And one thing that's going to blow up because there's waves with this too is virtual properties. I owned a virtual property that was $50 and just one went up to $10,000 from 50 to $10,000 in 2 or 3 months.
You own that one?
I let's just say I owned at least one. Let's just say I owned at least one. And but then they came down violently too. So when they go up, you want to sell at certain key points. So that's what I did. I was selling at certain key points. The only way I could have improved upon that is I could have sold maybe a little bit more at certain key points because what that would have allowed me to do is maximize more profits. But the other thing that you want to do is you also want to hold on to some of it too. So an example of this is I owned two of the first 10,000 crypto punks. So this was the first mistake I made. So then I learned from it. And the crypto punks, some of them were worth $500,000 at the top, even more, $1 million. Yeah, the one that I had was I bought it for $100. It went all the way up to a 500,000, and I only sold it for a few grand. So, and I sold both of them quick. I was like, these aren't going to go up anymore, and they kept going up. So hold a little bit at least. Whatever you buy, when you're selling, keep some still because you never know how high it's going to keep going. That's the advice I give to you on that. Now, if someone wants to get a hold of you to learn to work with you so you could do copywriting for them, how would they get a hold of you?
What do you mean exactly?
Let's say there's a construction company that sees this and they want somebody to do copywriting for them so they can make more money and they can give you a percentage of profits. What's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
To contact me?
What's the best way?
Esma, esmamarketing.com is ESMA marketing.com. That's my website and that's my agency. They can just fill out the form and get in touch with me.
What I'll do is I'll have a link below to that website as well. Let's say a construction company sees that and they're interested, they can go there and they can look at that. And that's about it for today. I got another one that I'm doing in a few minutes. I had a great time talking with you. You are a very intelligent person, and you have many years to go, just as I do, learning and gaining knowledge and money and power and helping people in the best way possible and solving solutions. I had a great time having you. And everybody, my website is joresults.com. If you're a single guy and let's say you've been single for a few years, let's say you got divorced, maybe you're 25 all the way up to maybe 65, and you want to go on a date, just go to joresults.com. And this is the first wave. This is the new stuff. Type in your email and you'll get the free ebook, and we can go from there.